Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Superstar Show. Hi, hello, Fozzie Beast. Hello, Vis. How's it going? I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to open up the show with showing off some art from our good friend, JBeanVT, our favorite show host. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're my favorite viewers. Thank you all for showing up. But we have JBeanVT. This is actually a picture of them here. They drew themselves. Oh, what the hell? Holy crap. How many gifted subs did we just get? Thank you, Fozzie Beast. Thank you so much. What the heck? I appreciate it. Holy cow. I love supporting. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. What the heck? That's a sub for our guest is actually here that got a sub. Holy crap! Thank you so much. Now everybody can use the emotes and have fun and not worry about no ads. Even though I don't run no ads on this channel. That's awesome. Thank you so much. You are appreciated. Jay is awesome. They're really good artists. They're good friends of the channel. This is them in this picture. And then here's another one that they made. I think these are Final Fantasy characters from their Final Fantasy 14 online. Oh yeah, hopefully I can get more when I get hired by Nike. Oh yeah, freaking! I hope that goes well. I hope your interview goes well. And no worries, if you can't sub, it's no worries. The best thing you can do is just show up here and, watch or, support the best way you can. Yeah, Jamie's awesome. And then, I think this is their actual Final Fantasy 14 character right here. But yeah, Jay has a very intricate art style. If you guys want to go check them out, they're actually on Twitch with this name, JBeanVT, or you can go to Bluesky and find them there. And then for our good news this week, there wasn't too much that I could get my hands on for good news, but my friend Andi is actually making a new design for herself. She is making a maid design. It kind of looks like she's doing like a battle maid sort of look, which I'm really excited for. Also, I love this drawing because it's so funny looking. Like, everything else is, like, so cool and epic looking, but then her head's just popping out of the top right there. She's a manta ray VTuber, so she has, like, the little manta ray ears. So, dang, I forgot to put her name down here, but I'll make sure to throw it up when we're doing credits on Bluesky, so that way you guys can go check them out. But anyways, yeah, there you go. That's my punishment. Hit me. Oh wait, why can't you see it? I don't know why you guys can't see things right now. 1 second. You can see me getting beat up, but you can't see the object being thrown. I think it's maybe because I'm far out. Anyways, speaking of art, we have our guest here, Bren. Hello, Bren.
Ah. Hello.
Hello. Welcome on. Welcome on in. Welcome to the show. Ghost on set. Yeah, there's Ghost on set beating the shit out of me. Can you believe it?
I think you can take him.
Yeah, probably. I am part Oni, part human, so I think I can find that. I think Onis have something to do with ghosts. I didn't do very good research on Onis before I became one. So, I think they have something to do with them. But anyways, Bren, would you like to introduce yourself? Tell us a little about yourself, tell us your pronouns, and yeah.
Well, hello. So my name is Bren. I go by they, them pronouns. I am a Scribble Imp. I am a variety streamer here on Twitch and a couple other sites. I do a lot of art. I do a lot of simulation games like gardening and farming games, as well as a handful of goofy multiplayers with friends. Pretty much the only type of game you really won't see me commonly playing is FPS. But I've been streaming for, oh goodness, 5 or 6 years now.
Oh wow.
And it's been a trip. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't realize you were streaming for that long.
It's been a minute.
Two longer than I have. So you have a little bit more expertise on that. Well, that's cool.
I don't think anyone has expertise on that, truly. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you're honestly so true. I mean, every streamer is going to experience some level of scuff, and you just gotta roll with the punches.
Mm-hmm.
There's been so many times where, in the past, I've had shit happen, and I'm just like, oh, well, I either adapt or either accept that I'm never going to stream again.
Yeah, because I mean, the true gift of a long-term streamer, it has to be improv.
Yes. You have to go to, you hear that, guys? You have to go to improv classes. You have to learn comedy. Is Bren the Scribble Scribe? Yes. So, for their title in the opening, I put Bren and then AKA the Scribble Scribe, because that's their channel name.
Yes.
And how they're known on Bluesky as well. Well, at least your tag is. I don't know if it displays differently, because I think I see you as Bren on Bluesky as well. So.
I believe so, because your little, like, you have your little nickname tag, and my nickname tag is Bren. Gotcha. But my username is the Scribble Scribe.
Okay. No, I can't give subs. No, it's fine. Totally fine. You already gave enough subs already.
Your presence is a present enough.
Exactly. You are the present. You brought yourself here. Not enough. No, it's fine. It's fine. Anyways, Bren, what made you want to become a VTuber?
So I actually kind of stumbled into VTubing. It's not something that I had a whole lot of knowledge of. So it originated when I had a friend who wanted to start streaming, and they were like, hey, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch. Would you guys come and watch me and tell me if everything looks okay? And I was like, cool, what's Twitch? So I made an account specifically so that I could help this friend do their troubleshooting, right? Mm-hmm. And fast forward like a couple years, they ended up not really caring for streaming all that much. So I didn't like become much of an active part of like the whole community yet. But we fast forward a couple years and COVID hit. I got COVID.
Oh damn.
So I am on the high risk list. So I took some pretty severe lung damage from it, and I was homebound for quite a while. And I was like, hey, you know what I haven't looked at in a while? I've got that streaming thing. I can look at that. So I started poking around. The new Monster Hunter had just come out. Ooh, and I love Monster Hunter. So I was really excited for it, and I was looking for people who were streaming the game that had just come out because I didn't have the opportunity to get it yet. And I believe his name is Clydesdale VT. He doesn't really stream much anymore, but at the time, he and I became like close later on. But at the time, he was the first person that I saw that was a VTuber. He was using a what's it called? It's a really well-known 3D avatar program.
Oh crap! Why am I thinking of it here?
Right? It's
V-Roid,
right there.
V-Roid.
Yes. Okay, he had a V-Roid. And I was like, wait, what's that? How does that work? You can do that? So I started investigating more, and I stumbled into VTubers. So I started like just messaging him directly, and I was like, hey, how does this work? So we started talking and started playing Monster Hunter together, and he was kind of like explaining things to me a little bit. So that's when I very first started streaming, because the thing is that at my core, I am an artist. I love drawing. I love being represented by what I can come up with in my mind and what I can make. So the thought of being a VTuber where you are represented by your artwork, where you can like show people what you're capable of and have that be like your face, like your branding, I really, really enjoyed the concept of that. And like as I've been a part of the community and learning things and trial and error and all that jazz, I've just been absolutely, I've been smitten with it since. You know, it's like I've had my ups and downs. We all have, but I definitely think that if I had to stream, this is probably the best way I could have done it.
That's so awesome. I'm so glad that you got into this. Like, I think a lot of us during like the lockdown times got into this because that's kind of where it started booming. Is like, I was shown Corone, like all the traditional like Japanese VTubers and stuff like that, and then I actually figured out like people over here were doing it too, like more indie style people. I was like, oh, that's really neat. And then actually being able to talk to them through a chat instead of like thousands of other messages being like overrun like of your message, I was just like, well, damn, I can't really talk to this person. So like making a connection with somebody through chat was so awesome. Fozzie Beast. If you want to find any of Bren's art, there is a pinned message right now where it has all of their links that you can find them at. So you can find them at their VGen, their Bluesky, all that there. I don't know if
so many.
Yeah, I tried to include as many links as possible for you.
I'm a little bit of everywhere. If you type the Scribble Scribe into the majority of social media, you could probably find me.
No, that's totally good. That's probably the best, honestly, for exposure. I need to be better about that. It's so
I think
hard.
the only one that isn't like a carbon copy username wise is probably TikTok, because somebody already had it, so I had to do the underscore thing. So it's like the underscore scribble underscore scribe.
Oh dang! They stole it from my underneath you. I can't believe it. But then you go to their page and they're like, "My name is the scribble underscore scribe," and you're like, "Wait a minute! Wait! You stole my name." What the hell?
I will say, as I got into VTubing and stuff like that, I had no idea that corporate VTubers existed.
Oh,
I
yeah?
didn't discover any of the larger names until like way later on. I'm talking about I had already been streaming and like hanging out with friends and stuff like that for going on like a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Wow.
When I realized that there was like such a larger scale, because I don't really, you know, there's a handful of people that get a little bit holier than thou. Like, I don't watch any of the big streamers. It's not like that. I really enjoy watching and supporting people that I know, so they were the only people I really had interest in going and watching. So, like, I kind of, like, slowly branched out from there, and I didn't realize that there were these larger names in the space until, like, friends of friends or whatever were sending me, like, clips or designs or pictures, and they were like, hey, look at this! And I was like, oh, that person looks neat, who's that?
That's awesome. Also, Fozzie Beast says you have some really nice art.
Oh, thank you so much. Also, having COVID was awful. Would not recommend. 0 out of 10.
Nobody wants that shit. Double it and give it to the next person. No, actually, don't go. Don't double it and give it to another person. That's the one thing that you don't want more of. Oh my god.
Yeah, I never quite got my lung capacity back, and my immune system has been shot. My immune system, so it did recover a decent amount after the first time I got it, but then I got it a second time because I worked in customer service, and you can't really avoid people.
Damn.
I was considered a essential worker. So after I recovered, I went back to work and just made it like so much worse.
Yeah, I remember when they did that for us too. I used to work at a Dairy Queen, and I was like, I really don't want to go back during this time, but I guess
they consider Dairy Queen essential?
I think it considered like a bunch of fast food places like that essential work. It was weird. Oh. And I had to work, I had so many experiences of people being like, I'm not gonna mask up or I'm not gonna do this.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I hated that so much. I think my worst experience was I had made a sundae for somebody. I made it exactly the way they wanted to. And they're like, hey, like, this thing's wrong. I'm like, no, like, you asked for it this way. And they're like, can you please take your mask off so that way I can understand you? Even though they had been responding to everything I said completely correctly. You know, like, it made no sense.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, if I take my mask off, I'm going to get fired. Because that was the rules for us, is that we had to keep them on. Like, customers were fine not having them on. It's their choice or whatever. But for workers, you have to keep them on. And they came up, just started having a fight with us, and I'm like, I'm not dealing with this manager. Get this person out of here.
Yeah.
Whack their pee-pee.
I definitely get that. I'm from down south, so it was definitely a struggle.
Oh shit, you had it way worse than if it's down south.
I'm getting ready to move back down south, and I'm in the process of anyway. So it's gonna be an interesting trip. It's not as bad as it was, but oh goodness gracious.
I heard they didn't allow them over there in Botshot because it could catch. Oh yeah, you're talking about where I worked. I wouldn't know because freaking I didn't work at where I worked. Fozzie Beast is somebody I used to work with, so they kind of know a little bit more personal things. What's going on? Gotcha. But
yeah, I was considered essential because I worked in a grocery store at the time.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I still can't believe just all the shit that went down during those ages.
Yeah, it really, like, especially a couple years after the fact. And I mean, like, technically speaking, it's not gone. People are just tired of,
yeah,
being safe.
Yeah, I still see people mask up, which is good. Like, in places like Japan and stuff like that, they do that even for, like, minor colds and whatnot. Like, they do it just to be safe. And I'm like, that's a good practice that we should all kind of pick up. So that way none of us get sick. Or at least try to prevent us getting sick as much as we usually do. So
yeah, it's being considerate for the person beside you, not necessarily like because it's a reflection of the person wearing it, but ultimately it's so that you don't spread something, not that so you don't catch something. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand the difference.
Yeah, it's weird. People don't get it. Like, it's very much like they don't understand that concept at all. They're not very much in the mind of being a considerate person. And I'm just like, how do you not see it this way? I don't understand. It's definitely a battle with those type of people that don't want to do it. So, but yeah. My second question for you is, what made you want to become an artist? What started the artist bite?
So I have been drawing since forever. I had both of my grandfathers on either side of my family were artists of different mediums, but they were both artists. But neither of my parents were. So I think both of them saw an opportunity in me and just like dug their claws in. Like, because my grandfather on my dad's side, he did portraits and mosaics and these like really like hyper realistic pet portraits and stuff like that for people in the neighborhood. And he used to do acrylic paintings on slate and watercolor. And like I remember for my birthday most of the time he would paint me something new on a mirror or something like that I could hang up in my bedroom. And then my grandfather on my mom's side, he was an architect. And he did wood carving, and he and I used to build my own board games when I was a kid.
Oh my God,
I was very close to both my grandfathers. But both of my grandfather on my mom's side, at one point I remember very distinctly like being enamored with art because he drew and colored a strawberry in colored pencils, right? On this piece of paper, and I walked in, and he was coloring a little bit, like he was like shading the shadow underneath the strawberry, not necessarily the strawberry itself. But as I was coming over to it, I was really young, like I wasn't even in the double digits yet, so I'm like maybe 8 or 9, and I reached over and tried to pick it up because it was that like realistic, like, and I was like, you need to show me how to do that yesterday.
You need to show me how to do that, pop.
Awesome. So it's just like something that I built a love for through watching someone I loved do it.
That's really cool. Like that, it's such a personal thing for you. Especially like.
And now I draw anime titties on the internet. Thanks,
hey,
Grandpa.
that's how it all starts out. You want to draw cool stuff, and now it turns to titties.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is a very drastic style difference between my digital art and my traditional art. Something about like feeling the paper and the medium that you're working with versus a tablet, like definitely it drastically changes things.
It really does.
So I enjoy like really stylized art when I'm doing things digitally, but I will lean more into realism when I'm doing things more traditionally.
Okay. Yeah, and speaking of that, we actually do have some of your art here. Let me get that. All right.
Oh!
So we have this character, Lady Metric. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Okay, so this actually plays into one of your questions. That is one of my favorite OCs that I've made, points in the background. That is Lady Metric, the love of my life. So, for a little while, there are a handful of different types of media that I really enjoy from a distance. So, I'm talking more in terms of like fandom, okay?
Yeah.
So one of those is actually My Hero Academia, and the thing is that I enjoy the concept of the world. I like the world building. I like the lore. I like the opportunities that are given to create characters. I don't really care for the main plot all that much because I'm sick of high schoolers.
I think
I'm so
most
sick of children.
us as adults are tired of plots in anime surrounding upon children, and like I get it. The medium is supposed to be like forwarded towards like young kids, but I think they need to start realizing like there's more than that out.
If I can get one whole college anime, just one, I'll take it, please.
It's so weird because I have a show that I'm like completely enamored in that I really love called Kamen Rider, and it's almost the opposite. Like most of the characters are never children. There's only been 2 or 3 times where a series has surrounded on the character being like younger, and only one in high school, like ever. And it's just like crazy. so yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree
digital
with
or
that.
pen and paper. I think lately it goes back and forth. Lately, I've been preferring more traditional stuff while I've been expanding my traditional portfolio. But I kind of dance on the line. But at the moment, I've been preferring my traditional art.
Nice.
But this lady right here, this is Lady Metric, and she is specifically a oh goodness gracious, what's the word? So you can tell that her hero suit has these like large reflective patches because she's actually a recovery hero. She's not in the field fighting villains. She comes into the aftermath because her family they have insect quirks. Her father is a stag beetle. Okay. When she was born, she took more after her mother, but she does have the insect antenna coming off the top of her head, and they weren't sure when she was born what insect it was going to be, because there were no other, like, attributes of that insect, so it was kind of like they weren't quite sure, until she started, like, deadlifting things, and they're like, oh, she's an ant.
That's
so, Lady Metric can carry, her quirk is called Metric Ton, and she can carry 10 times her own body weight at all times.
That's so awesome. Also, thank you for the follow, Arch.
Faust!
Meg is Faust. That's
you. That's Faust! That's my homie. I love Faust.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the follow so much.
But yeah, Lady Metric is 6'5".
Oh wow, she tall.
And she does body lifting work, but she does like strongman competition lifting, which is why she's got her little bit of belly and pudge that I love very much.
We love belly and pudge here. We love BBW women. It's a very much known fact of me that it's one of my favorite things.
But she's one of my favorite characters that I've drawn. I love drawing her, and she's just I love her so many because the entirety of her like her my brain.
No, it's all good.
Rewind. We're gonna try that again. So, Lady Metric, she went to UA at the same time as like Aizawa and them did. Like she's in that age range. Okay. She's not part of the main cast of like the current plotline. But she actually has she had some really heavy like insecurities and stuff like that going in there because at the very base of all things, her quirk is strength. And she was like, there's nothing really special about that. She was like, yes, I am strong, but I don't feel like I contribute to society. I don't feel like I can help people the way that my peers can and the way that I see them doing. So she had these like underlying insecurities, and she actually ended up dropping out of UA. But later on, so she becomes her own business owner. She ends up going down a different path for a long while. And to make a long story a little bit shorter, she ends up taking the hero exam as an adult later on. And she becomes she becomes the recovery hero that she is now. She literally moves, like, at the aftermath of battles and stuff like that, she moves buildings off of people and gets cars out of the road and stuff like that. Like, that is her main job. That's what she wants to do, is help the people, not necessarily fight the bad guys. She wants to help the everyday person. She's not as interested in, like, battle and fighting villains.
That's so awesome. We love that. Like, we need more heroes that are like that in media, or at least like a highlight of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
that's why she's got all the reflective patches, is so people can see her when she's digging through buildings and stuff, because it's dark.
Super cool. I really like that. I love how much lore you put behind this character.
That is all of my characters. I love them so much.
That's awesome. I love that, though. I love when people have such a passion behind their characters, or just their OC universe in general, where they've like built so many things, and I'm just like, this is really cool, and I want to learn more.
So she was meant to have a rival, okay? She was meant to have an arch nemesis. His name was Shatterpoint, right? Shatterpoint was made by a friend of mine. I didn't make Shatterpoint. But because the two of us were talking, and she was like, oh, that would be really cool. She should have, like, she's a really good hero. I think she should have, like, an arch nemesis that's constantly trying to trip her up and stuff. And I was like, all right, yeah, sure, why not? Let's build it. So we did, and that guy is now her husband.
An enemy.
He couldn't resist.
Oh my god.
Well, listen, the enemy part was only on his side. She had no idea what was going on.
That's so awesome. Was she, like, oblivious to it? Was she just like, I don't know what you're doing?
So long story short, like, again, I'm trying to condense it down just a little bit because it's pretty lengthy.
Okay.
But so before she became a hero again, she was running her own takoyaki stand, which she eventually made into like a snack business, like a little, like a, not quite a cafe, but like a little snack shack kind of deal. Because after she dropped out of UA, she ended up going to business school instead. So she has her own little business that she works with. Well, unbeknownst to her, she actually became kind of like the lunch hotspot for a pseudo-crime family of sorts.
Oh my god.
Okay, and so the leader of said crime family at one point ends up getting, like, he goes to jail, and his grandson steps in, and his grandson is Shatterpoint. So Shatterpoint is following the rest of the pseudo crime family and going to this spot for lunch because this is the lunch spot for the crime family. And so they meet very briefly, and he's kind of unimpressed. But then later on, they meet again in the field because Shatterpoint's his quirk is built around finding the weakness in a structure. This can be a person, this can be a building, this can be like anything necessarily. Like there is one particular point that you can punch, flick, what have you, to send it to the ground. Like you look for the weak point in those particular structures. So when she becomes a hero at one point, she ends up getting involved and intervening with something that the pseudo crime family was kind of like pushing for, and he brought a building down on top of himself.
Oh, jeez.
And she held it up from crushing him on her back.
That's awesome. Is that like the moment where he like falls?
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna marry you. And she was like, who are you?
I knew it. I was like, that has to be the moment where he's like, damn, this woman.
It was supposed to be like this meeting so that he could scuttle away and be like, it was supposed to be like this kickoff to their rivalry, but it just like flipped on its head.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I love that. I love everything about this. So cool.
Yeah, that's one of the things that my chat tends to do, is if I'm drawing a character or whatever, they're like, hey, tell me about them. And I'm like, this is a trap!
Hey, it's good though. It gets you talking and fills up the void. That's a good thing. Oh, and then we have some avatar art that you've drawn.
Nanui! That's my boy!
I know nothing. Is this another OC of like?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
So this is Nanui. So another preface is Avatar is another one of those worlds where I love the opportunity for the building. I love the world. I love the nature of it. I love the concept. Throw the plot in the trash. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about it at all.
I've only ever seen the first movie, and I was like, what was that about again?
Yeah, it's blue Pocahontas, but like, so it's the thing is that in the second movie, you are introduced to this aquatic race, okay, which is what he is. He is a Metkaina Na'vi, which is a they're called the Reef Guardians. They are aquatic Na'vi, as to be like the counterpoint of the forest Na'vi that you see in the first movie. And I thought their designs were so cool because of all the adaptations that they have. They had these like more broad forearms for swimming. They have more paddle-like tails that are longer and thicker. They have larger chests, like chest cavities, because they have to hold their breath for so long. They have a sign language that they have developed so that they can speak underwater to one another. Oh, like wow. There are so many like little things about this little subculture that it was introduced into the setting, and I just really, really enjoyed it. And then a lot of their tattoos and markings are based off of Maori, like tattoos and patternings. And I was smitten with them because they are also these really, really pretty teal tones, which I am a sucker for teal. I love it. Yeah. So that's when I made this boy.
Oh, well, thank you, Fuzzy Beast. You have a good night.
Have a good
Thank you
one.
for stopping by. Thank you for all the subs again, and for checking out our guest here. We appreciate it.
Have a good night.
Anyways, as you were saying, sorry about that.
No, you're fine. So this is Nanui. He's the Na'vi that I made after the second movie came out because I love him very many. He is a craftsman. He is not a warrior. Big NPC energy. This is he's not quite a himbo. He's a little bit smarter than that, but he's toeing the line.
Oh, thank you again for gifting another sub, Fuzzy Beast. And it's to Faust. That's awesome.
As you should.
Oh, thank you so much. It's much appreciated. Thank you.
But yeah, he's a good lad. He loves playing with kids. He has an older sister who has 4 sons. And the little image in the corner there is the youngest of her sons that he is holding. He frequently steals his nephew.
That's awesome. He's an uncle like me.
Yeah, he loves his kids. He like just like any kids in like within the clan, within the community. He just is like, this is mine now, and nobody within the community really questions it because everyone knows each other. But like they know that the kid is not his, whichever one he's holding.
That's awesome. I love that. I love the amount of character you put behind him.
Yeah. So the thing is that I started actually posting him on Tumblr a while back when I made him. This was about a year or so ago, I think. The art is a little bit older. But he I posted him and I was really excited and started writing these little headcanons for him and doodling little things of him. And something about him really called to people. He has fan fictions.
Hey, yo.
He has fan fictions that have been written of him. He has fan art of him and of other characters with him. Like, I was like, yeah, absolutely, because people asked first. But I was like, yeah, absolutely, go for it. That's my boy, 100%. But it got a little bit bigger than I was anticipating.
That's so cool, though. I'm really happy.
So one of the inside jokes of our friend group has been Nanui fucks 2K25.
That's awesome. That's so cool. I'm glad that like one of your characters popped off like that. That's so cool. Like sometimes it can be a bad thing, but in this case it sounds like it was a good situation of like, yeah, you got some good people, make some good stuff there. Also, thank you for the hydrate, Darcy. If you got some water, let's hydrate together.
The sippy your sip stuff.
Thank you so much. Give me 1 second to get that pet ready. Because, again, I need to figure out my petting situation. Why my hand's not showing up over my head. There you go. Pet the bomb. Thank you. Well, that's so cool. Yeah. I'm really liking all of this. And then I think there's another piece of art here that's related to like Avatar stuff.
Yes. Okay. So I have two main Na'vi that I've made for the Avatar. The one that you just saw was Nanui. This one, so the bottom character, this is a redrawing of the Princess Mononoke scene, obviously. where she is holding the knife to his head, and she was like, I'll cut your throat, that'll shut you up, and he's just like, you're beautiful. And then she, like, freaks the fuck out and runs away. Like, this is a redrawing of that particular scene, because I was really playing with this, this black and white kind of vibe. It was something that I had been wanting to try.
Oh, we're getting an applause real quick.
Oh no, my feet!
Oh! It's okay. They like to be stepped on.
Keep your fingers off my toes!
Get your fingers out of their toes.
Put those grippers away!
Put those grippers away! I'll make sure next time that you're not above there or something. But anyways, as you were saying.
So the bottom character is actually not mine. That's a friend of mine's. But the top character is mine. That is actually a plains Navi that I have. Their name is Yotzi. And they are so mean. They're so mean. Listen, usually I'll have my characters where I'm like, I love that boy, he's stupid. I love this character more than life itself. When I look at Yotzi, I'm like, I love you. You're an asshole. Yotzi it's very, like, they're the kind of person who, like, they don't offer you help, they just kind of do what you need them to do without asking or saying anything about it, and then they move on with their lives. They're like, they don't want to address it, they don't want to talk about it, here, it's fixed, now leave me alone. Like,
oh my gosh.
And of course, so I actually I DM a small a campaign with a couple friends of mine, and
really?
It takes place in the world of Pandora, which had to be like super homebrew because there is no Avatar TTRPG as of yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if there ever will be, but I know there's not one right now.
There should be. I mean, that's pretty heavily like a lore-based world. So I don't know why.
Yeah, but it doesn't have quite the popularity that it needs, I don't think. Because I know at least within the community that I've seen, it's not super big.
They gotta make more merch or something for it then.
That'd be nice. But I started DMing that for them, and the two NPC companions that I gave them were Zyotzi and Nanui. Those were my two Navi characters. And Zyotzi here is not nice. Is not very charitable. They are extremely helpful and extremely talented, so you want them on your team, but you don't really want to socialize with them, and they are the one that my characters have decided, I've got to romance that one. And I was like, okay, at the expense of your hand, you can try.
You know, sometimes you gotta shoot your shot.
Zyotzi is for the people who like to be bullied.
I can see that. I 100% see that. They're like, oh, yeah, she's mean, but, like, I like that. I like when somebody's a little bit mean to me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that is the demographic for that character specifically.
I definitely understand.
Hence the redraw of that scene.
Yeah. It's really cool looking. I really like that it's in black and white. Was that a stylistic choice? To be like, this is gonna be in black and white, except for like their eyes.
Yeah, this was like the first black and white piece that I did. I started doing it a little bit more later on. I wanted it as a means to portray intimacy because I wanted to be able to highlight like certain aspects of the piece with color to kind of like drive them a little more like forward. Like the eyes, you have the difference between the two because the bottom one, his pupils are really dilated. And is kind of like this odd expression, but the top one you have these like really slit, narrow like pupils and the shrinking of the iris because there's just aggression.
Neat. I really like that. I really like the choices that you made with this.
I want to redraw this at some point because this is also older.
I think that's a lot of artists, like even me, because I do art and I'm like, I want to redraw this or like redo this sometime.
Yeah, because this has my old watermark on it.
Oh, does it? I didn't even see it. Oh, it
Budding
does.
Botanist.
Yeah, that's right. That's actually right. You used to look different. That's right. Because I'd seen you around and I knew of you. I think from my friend Honey, because there was a bunch of Cyclops VTubers and whatnot. Yes. You were one of them.
Yes, I was a Cyclops for a while.
For a minute. I think we might be able to see that here in a second. Yep, there it is. The Cyclops design, which I love this design too.
Thank you. Yes, that's Bud. and I still love him very many.
It's such a cute design. I love the little, like the 4 little ones in the right over here, just dancing around.
Yeah, having the outfit layouts. So the entire thing behind Bud was that he was your garden variety Cyclops. So the peony that's actually on his back it's a parasitic plant.
Okay.
And you can't really see it super well in this, but there's other art pieces where you can see it a little better. But the roots actually go into and around his ribs and spinal cord.
Oh, wow.
And he actually has a Halloween version where the flower blooms out of his eye because it's completely taken over and is using his body like a puppet.
Oh shit.
So, like, the whole point behind this was that it was like a symbiotic kind of parasite. It wasn't necessarily like something that was intending to like kill him. It's got to be like a benefit for both of them. So when the cold season comes and the bloom is closed, he provides the nourishment by eating. Whereas during the summer months when they're outside working and stuff like that, the photosynthesis of the flower also supplies the Cyclops.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so he's also fungus-based, which is why he's got all the mushrooms growing out of him. So if you, like, cut into one of his arms or whatever, it would be like the inside of a mushroom. It wouldn't be, like, flesh.
Oh, wow. Now, just cut to me, like, cutting a piece of his hand off or something like that, trying to eat it, because I love mushrooms.
I can't guarantee it's not poisonous, but, I mean, it looks like a mushroom.
I started eating it, and I'm like, oh, it's definitely a poisonous one. But it was worth it.
Yeah, because he's got earwood mushrooms on his tail, he's got chicken of the forest on his leg, and then he's got, like, the standard, he's got a little Mario mushroom on his shoulder, just because I wanted the reference.
Chicken of the forest was an actual mushroom name.
Oh, yeah. It's a very simplified version of it, though, because I didn't feel like drawing that.
Oh, yeah. It's, like, more complicated looking.
Mm-hmm.
That's totally understandable. But I love these, like, alternate outfits here. There's the maid uniform down here.
Yes, very important.
And then just, like, the chillax look. And then, what's the one at the bottom here? I can't really see it in the view here. Oh,
that was just a little formal look with little suspenders and,
I love that.
It was supposed to be for, like, dating sim streams.
Oh, okay.
Dress up for a date.
It's cute. I like that idea. Very cute. How long were you Bud for? Like, were you using Bud for?
I think it was just short of 2 years.
Really? What made you want to change, like, from Bud to the identity you have now?
So long story short, I am AFAB, so assigned female at birth. So, there was a long period of time where I considered myself transmasc. And I, was, like, wrestling with some gender dysphoria and just kind of, like, figuring things out. And, I presented as transmasc for about 7-ish years. And then, over the last year or so, I think I've come to realize that my identity is a little more fluid than I originally anticipated. So I didn't want to lean quite as heavily into the more masculine designs anymore. And while I do think that these guys, like, because I had 2 separate Cyclops designs. I had one that was a cyber, retro arcade Cyclops, and then I also had this guy who was the garden Cyclops. I love them very much. I feel like they are more like characters, as opposed to being representations of me.
Okay. Yeah, that's really neat that you had, like, this journey of figuring out exactly how you wanted to identify through these characters.
Mm-hmm.
So, very interesting, very cool. What do we have now? Oh, we have this drawing of... Who is this with you?
Oh, that is my friend, Big Bite VT. 10 out of 10 would recommend. A very close friend of mine. I've known them almost the entirety of the time that I've been a streamer. They are a horror VTuber. They recently actually have, like, a redesign going on that I haven't drawn yet, but this was their previous, like, artist Sona. They're now more like Oni kind of vibes.
They're like me.
But yes. But like traditional Oni with, like, the horns and the gradients and the really big reverse teeth and
that's so awesome.
So, but yeah, no, I absolutely love Bite so much. One of my bestest buddies, and I did this little your character here, where the person on the right was like just like the little your character here, and then I was like swapping out a couple different friends and putting them in the slots so that we could all have little interaction pieces together. Because one of my favorite things ever about having other VTuber friends is being able to draw interaction art of us together. It makes me really, really happy.
Yeah, that's always the best, is when you get some good-ass art with them, or make some really fun, silly drawings with them.
Yes!
But it's so cute. I love that. Oh, this is some of your more traditional art. I think
yes.
More
okay. So
your tattoo ideas that you were talking
yes. So these are some traditional pieces. I've been working on a traditional portfolio here recently because I've been kind of poking around the idea of a tattoo apprenticeship. The one on the left, the colored pig, was actually the first one that I did. So I did that because my sister loves pigs, and she wanted flowers. She wanted daffodils and mums and peonies, because she just really likes the spring pig idea. So I drew that one, and then somebody had come to me in my DMs and was like, hey, I really, really like this. I would love to get this tattooed. And I was like, well, unfortunately, this one is for my sister, but I can draw you another one. And they were like, okay. And I was like, all right, what do you want me to change, though? And they were like, well, I'm definitely more like gothic alternative. And I was like, okay, say less. Which is why you have the one on the right, which is the second pig that I drew for that person. So you have like the spider webs and the ferns instead of the leaves, and a couple different like alternative flowers and stuff like that. But both of these are done in colored pencil.
Oh, that's so awesome. I'm now seeing the difference, because I wasn't paying attention to the difference between them at all. I now see it though. That's actually really cool that you made distinctions between the two.
It's like I wanted them each to have like, especially because they were both meant for like tattooing, I wanted them to be individual, because I don't want to copy and paste the same tattoo onto multiple people. That's not how I work. I want to make sure everybody gets like their own individual like custom like theming and piece to whatever I'm making, and that's just like really important to me as an artist, because I do that with my regular commission work anyway too, where I just want to make sure that what you want is what I am trying to like work towards.
Yeah, I think that's very important, is to achieve what somebody really wants through art. That's so awesome that you like work to make that happen. Very, very cool. Oh, here's another one.
Yes, fun fact, I drew this in a coffee shop with 2 markers and a pen.
That's awesome. Bren made this with 2 markers and a pen in a coffee shop.
Yes,
Like
I was
Tony Stark meme where he made it in a cave.
Well, so I was out to coffee with a friend of mine, and I was at the time I had just started working on building my traditional portfolio, and I was like, you know what people dig? People dig skulls. I'm gonna do some skulls. So I sat down and I was like, what's the most common skull I'm probably gonna get asked for? Wolf skull. So that is the wolf skull. And then I was like, what else, technically speaking, would I want? And I was like, barbed wire and stippling. I like stippling. So pointillism is something that I really, really enjoy, which is what it's called when you have the dots down there in the fur like that. So pointillism is really, really common in tattoo work because of the way that the tattoo gun moves. But it's also something that I did several pieces of back when I was in like art classes in high school. We used to do like so many pointillism pieces, and I always really enjoyed it. I really like pointillism. I think it's a good way to kind of like force yourself to realize where all of the shadows would be concentrated, and having the dots branch outward from that piece to create this like kind of sort of white space that doesn't actually exist. I really like kind of like eye tricks like that. So and then for the skull itself, I used what is it? There's a word for it. You do it on like maps and stuff like that, but it's almost like a thermal kind of reading where you've got you're following the lines of the skull itself, but at the same time you're also trying to make a distinction with the shading and stuff like that. So that was a Sharpie, a dying gray Ohuhu marker, and a pen.
That's awesome. It's really cool that you were able to make something like so intricate with just the things at your disposal. You're just like, I'm gonna do it.
I have an idea, and this is what I got to do it with.
That's so cool. I really love like how much detail is in this. Very, very cool. And this is probably my favorite, just because it has, like, I think a lot of people's favorite Pokemon, like
yes.
mine especially.
This is another example of pointillism. So you can see it in the shattering of the mirror. This is where the dots are more concentrated and where they disperse.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually another tattoo request that a friend of mine had me do. And I was trying to like challenge myself to lean more into black and white because I know that's where a lot of people start. So I was really leaning into only having like accent colors, which is why you just have the red in the Pokeball. A little bit of blue on the white of the Pokeball because blue really makes white pop, and I wanted a little more like attention to that area, especially considering you have all the pearls there. I wanted something to kind of like break that up and make it not look too cluttered. But then you also have the red in the eyes with a little bit of the white highlight. Which white highlights, my beloved, I abuse them. I love highlights.
They're so good. They're great when you're doing traditional stuff. It's really good looking though. Like I think, like I said, this is my favorite out of all of them. I think it's just because Gengar's there, and like the red I really like. I like pieces where there's a lot of like black and white, but then you have like these highlighted like little colors here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the use of color, like the minimal amount that you use. Then I think also like he's coming out of like what looks like a mirror.
Yeah, it's a shadow mirror.
Looks like, I don't know why, but I also get like a dream catcher type vibe from it because he's like a ghost Pokemon, kind of like getting caught in like a dream catcher or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I
think that would. Yeah, I think that would be interesting. I definitely avoid dream catchers myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is that like there's this whole like I don't play like super hugely into Superstition a whole lot, but I know definitely when it comes to dream catchers, the whole point of a dream catcher is to catch the bad dreams. Why would you want the thing that catches the bad things on your body?
True. Very true. I think that's why people like hang them up on their walls and shit, though.
Mm-hmm. I mean that's the intention. It's supposed to keep. It's supposed to take away the bad things. It's supposed to house the bad things.
Yeah.
So it's like I personally, like as a personal preference, wouldn't want to tattoo a dream catcher on somebody.
Yeah, I definitely get that. But this is really cool. I really like that. What else did we have? Oh, we have the frog.
Frog.
Yeah, frog.
So. I was playing with a new set of markers, and this was another request from a friend of mine. They wanted strawberry blossoms and a frog was their request. So this is what I came up with for it. So funnily enough, that frog has very, very minimal green in it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It has a very, very light green base wash, but the majority of that frog is blue.
I can kind of see that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay, now that I'm like really paying attention to it, I can really see that. That's neat.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. This one was one of the first ones that I was like playing around with more color with. But you got the strawberry and the frog and the highlights and all that. If I had to redo it, I'd probably pick a different color for the eyes, but I do think they look properly watery and stupid like they're supposed to.
Yeah. I love the face he's making. Just like, hey, how's it going? Want a strawberry?
Hey.
He's handing you the strawberry.
Just gently pushing it over.
Come on, have it. Have one. Just one. Well, I really like that. That's really cool. I love how like twirly the flowers are in the back. Like how loopy looking.
I was trying to consider the best way to do it while it would like because I wanted it to be like a solid like smaller piece, but trying to figure out a way to give it a frame so that it could be adapted for like multiple parts of the body, because I could see this as like a larger hip piece, or you could get it smaller on like somewhere on the calf or maybe the bicep, depending on what kind of sleeve that you've got going on. But I definitely wanted something that could, like, be more versatile, because they didn't give me a specific body part that they were going to be aiming for.
Okay. Yeah. Now I wonder where they got it on.
They haven't gotten it yet. They've just got it. They've got it set aside.
Okay. Got you. That's interesting though. Oh, and then we have I don't know what insect
Isopod.
this is. Isopod. Okay.
Yeah, that is a prehistoric aquatic insect.
Oh, okay. Really cool.
Yes, so I have a friend of mine who is very into it's a type of marine biology, but it's specifically like prehistoric marine biology. There is a name for it, but I do not recall off the top of my head. It was like marine paleontology, something like that. Like, it's a merger of the two. It's dinosaurs and water things, and you merge the two.
Okay.
But she's very interested in stuff like that. So when I asked her for a prompt, obviously she was like fossils and water and some flowers and stuff. So I got to play around a little bit with this one. I'm not as sold on the dark background. I think I would probably like tone that down a little bit. But I guess that would just depend on what other tattoos were surrounding it. But
Yeah.
I did really enjoy doing the blue flowers.
I think those are a nice touch with the like the gray of the isopod.
Cool tones.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Very neat. I think that's all the art we have of yours that you wanted to present anyway.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's it. All right. Well, that's so awesome. I loved all of your art. You are amazing. You're so talented. You're freaking... Holy crap. It's inspiring stuff to see. And I hope people go check you out. I think it would be really cool if people like commissioned you more. Or did stuff. It's me pushing people. I'm like, go get your art.
Hint, 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 hint. Just like gently nudging them.
Caps the pinned message that I had. Go there. Go to their links that I sent. So yeah, that's super cool. I'm really glad that we got to share some of your art here.
Yeah.
I'm an artist myself. I'm not like, I would say I'm a part-time artist now with my job that I do, but when I do art, I am very passionate about it and I have a lot of fun doing it. So to see other people doing art, it inspires me and how hard they work, and you know, it's just awesome. It always blows my socks off just seeing how hard people work.
Seeing the variety of like different forms of creativity and the way that people express themselves with it is just, it's always amazing.
Yeah, there's like all types of stuff that people do. Not even just like art. It's like music or VTubing here. It all just like amazes me what people are able to do and how much passion they have behind it.
Absolutely.
It's very inspiring. All right, let me move on to more of the questions that we have here for you. I think you answered what kind of games you play on your stream, right? When you were giving your intro.
Yeah.
Okay. So we already have that answered. Besides that, what are besides art and games and stuff like that, what do you have like any passions outside of like the streaming world or like the art world? Do you like collect things? Do you have like music that you really like?
I think the majority of my creativity and passion does tend to go into my artwork. If I had to pick something outside of that, I mean, I guess writing and world building, because, you know, like, obviously as somebody who has dabbled in DMing and stuff like that, writing and storytelling has always been something that I'm very, very, like, I get very invested in. And I really enjoy, like, going through and thinking about things that don't necessarily matter, but the world building in itself just, like, means a lot to me. And, which is how you get things like Lady Metric, where I can just ramble for undisclosed amounts of time because I just have all this nonsense information that may not be plot relevant necessarily, but it's just, I just like thinking about these things.
It gives them more than just like the surface level stuff. It gives them like actual flesh living
Depth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really cool. Like, I don't like, I try to think about that type of stuff when I'm making characters, but I think like you are like way better about it. Like I am very like, it's really cool to see people like that in depth with describing like a character down to like, you know, like what's their favorite thing to do, or like what they have like a favorite potato chip or and stuff like that. It's just like that intricate. I'm just like, holy cow, how do you do it?
I think what it comes down to ultimately, especially in terms of character building, I love character building, is I'm thinking about what I find interesting in another person.
Okay.
The things that I like to know about just a regular person, not necessarily somebody that I'm reading about, but somebody that I'm talking to. I want to know your favorite chips. I want to know what you do on the holidays. I want to know like what kind of stuff do you do with your family? What do you like to do for fun? Like, you know, things like that, where it's just like I'm trying to build this character that I want people to care about. So I need to make them an actual person.
Okay. That'll be something to think about then when I'm doing my creative process. And for anybody else out there who's thinking like that, get inspired by Bren. Get inspired by them. So cool though.
I just think they're neat. Holding OCs in my hands.
You have like 10. These are my children, and I'm proud of them. And nobody can take them away from me. Okay, in terms of like, I think I was asking about music. Do you have any favorite music that you've been listening to?
Oh, this one's the worst. I hate these ones. Okay,
I'm so sorry.
No. Positive. So what it comes down to is that there's a handful of people that'll be like, oh, I listen to everything. And then you're like, okay, but except this. I don't have an except. I listen to everything. Because what I tend to do is I have playlist upon playlist upon playlist for close friends, for characters. Every D&D character I've ever made has a playlist on my Spotify. The majority of my friends have playlists that I make, and every single description for those playlists says songs that I know you like, songs that I think you like, and songs that make me think of you. You know, it's like I communicate through music so heavily. I am currently in the process of writing a dating sim that I've been working on off and on for a couple years now. And each of the dateable characters has their own playlist. And when I am writing for them, I listen to their appointed playlist because it helps me. I express myself, and I find not only purpose, but this like this muse through music. And I get so attached to songs, but my taste in music is so varied because I will listen to whatever I think fits the character. So I have one character that is like he's more modern, he's more like pop and rap and stuff like that. So I'll dabble in things like that to find and flush out his character, add them to his playlist. And even if it's something that I initially wouldn't think to go look for, I still find things within that genre that I enjoy. Because I always feel like when someone's like, I only listen to this band, I'm like, why are you denying yourself the experience of listening to these creatives and what they've experienced? Because that's ultimately what music is it's conveying a message from the artist, especially when you get into these smaller indie bands and stuff like that. These are tellings, these are stories of like not only like their thoughts and their feelings and their emotions, but their own personal experiences that you are now getting to experience through them, through their music. And I just find something absolutely phenomenal about the concept of it.
That's so awesome. I love that. And I've done the same thing before where I've made playlists for characters to kind of like get into it. It's almost like you're acting as the character when you're writing or something like that. You have to get into like the headspace and be like, okay, I'm this person now, and I have to think about like how they would be in like these types of situations or like these types of vibes, and I gotta like sync up with it's like you turn on the music and you're like instantly like syncing up with their mind.
Yeah, you're trying to like get into the same headspace. I love music. I mean, I listen to actually everything from Tibetan throat singing to pop to R&B to jazz to rock to heavy metal to there's such a variety of ways that people tell their stories, and I just love collecting them.
I love that. That's so awesome. I have like a big, I have a big love for music as well. Like, I think you're definitely like right in when there's people like saying, I'll listen to everything but this certain amount of music, and that also kind of like refers to me in some senses. Like, the only things that I won't listen to are like death metal and like black metal, just because it's like I it's too much screaming for me.
Yeah, it's like I stand very firmly on the hill that there is an exception to every rule, which is why I will never say that I don't listen to an entire genre, because I guarantee you there is something in that genre that I will enjoy, whether I've found it yet or not.
Yeah, and that might be like a case for like other people too. Like, maybe they haven't found like the right country song that they like, or like the right jazz song.
So, like, country happens to be one of the ones that I am a very firm defender of, mostly because a lot of people don't realize that there are so many sub-genres of country. So saying I don't like country is actually completely disregarding this, like, very long list of, like, various genres within that genre. Kind of like if someone says they like rock music. There's rock, but there's also, you know, like heavy rock, dad rock, you know, like there's this variety of subcategories. So country is the same. And while, like, the more recent party country, like rap and pop, I'm not as super big into. There's a couple here and there that I'm okay with, like that I like the cadence that they keep with the guitars and stuff. More often than not, I usually lean into something called Southern Gothic.
Oh.
And I love Southern Gothic. Okay, I feel like it is super, super slept on. So, like, when I'm listening to Southern Gothic, have you seen Ghost Rider, like the one with Nicolas Cage?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Think Sam Elliott Ghost Rider. That is what Southern Gothic gives me the vibes of. Like, that is the encompass, like, the overall, like, vibe of Southern Gothic is Sam Elliott Ghost Rider.
Okay.
It is telling, it's horror stories told through lyrics. It's, you know, these really interesting, like, I love Southern Gothic. I feel like it's just something that isn't explored as much as it should be.
That actually might be something I really like. I like songs that tell like a story through it, like an actual story. And like country too, like old Western style stuff and horror.
Exactly.
Like mixing together is such a neat idea. So
yeah, and I feel like it has been getting like slowly pulled forward with like songs like Hell's Coming With Me. Like that kind of was like slowly being pulled into the spotlight, and I was so excited to see it. But another subcategory of country that I tend to really enjoy is older, uplifting. Oh goodness gracious! It's not quite bluegrass. It's not that much banjo, but it's a little bit past that. But it's close to it. But these are things like A Great Day to Be Alive, or there's one called Keep 'Em on They Toes that I really love. But songs that are just about, hey, live your life, fuck 'em. Like, those are some of my favorites, and those are the ones that my grandfather used to listen to a lot, so they hold a special place in my heart.
Aww.
It's just, I could, music is just as bad as OCs. I could go on for so long. I have so many.
That's
but
awesome though that you're like that close with music. That's super cool. I love hearing that. I love hearing people love that medium, because I love music myself too. I don't get the people that are like, I don't listen to music. I'm like, how could you not listen to music? Like, music is like one of the most like emotionally like in tune things that you can get in with. Like, you get like so hooked onto a song, and you're like, this song resonates with me in such a way of like, either it makes me really happy that I'm hearing it, or like makes me sad. It, like, music makes you feel like all these different things, and then for someone to be like, yeah, I really just don't get it. I'm like, how? How? That's fucking crazy. You have to be a psycho not to like music. So that's so awesome to hear that you're very passionate about it. And then it also has like that link back to like your grandparents too again. Very, very cool.
Yeah. I had a very like wide range of music growing up too, because my dad was like the classic like anything between dad rock and heavy metal my dad was a fan of. and like, don't get me wrong, both of my parents would listen to just about anything, but like in terms of their preferences, my dad usually leaned more into any kind of like rock to heavy metal. My mom, on the other hand, was a diehard techno fan.
Oh, really?
So we had these two like kind of like drastically different vibes in the house, but we also had like everything in between.
That's cool.
My parents I was raised in a very open-minded household on pretty much all aspects of life, including music. I was very, very fortunate. I was very lucky to have the home life that I did.
Aww.
And they always like really, really like something that we do now is this is one of my favorite games to play with my parents. Are you ready for this? So something that we often do now is I'll hear a song that's like super sentimental and hits me really hard in the heart, and I was like, oh, I bet this would make my dad cry, and I'll send it to him.
Oh no.
And then he'll text me back and be like, fuck you.
That's awesome. I love that.
Because he knows exactly why I did it.
Damn it. You made me cry at work. You made me cry in front of my friends. Dang it. Thank you for saying that. That's so good. I that's really good to hear that you have like such a close bond with your parents and that they provided a good home for you. Not a lot of people, well, I would say there are some people that have that, but there's a good amount of people that don't too.
Yes.
So, but oh, do you have any projects that you're working on right now that you would like to tell us about?
Okay, so like I've got two main ones that I'm working on at the moment. The main project that I've been working on is increasing my traditional portfolio, which we saw a little bit of that. I've been trying to push towards having more examples of traditional art because, especially in the age of AI, like we're in right now, I feel like it's really, really important to have these examples of what you can do, like off of a lot of digital stuff, especially like looking into like apprenticeships or any kind of like tattoo work or anything like there's this huge like variety of spaces where you want to have a good portfolio for, but at the moment everyone has very, very minimal trust for a lot of digital pieces. So having a very, very strong portfolio that is traditionally done is just really in your best interest in terms of any kind of like artistic career.
Yeah, that 100% makes sense, is to have that built up so that way they're not like, did you actually draw this? And it's like, yeah, like I have the physical proof that I did. It's right here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, if you want to try and erase it, you can, but it's marker.
So you're thinking like ahead right now, especially for like what's going on right now. That's awesome.
Exactly. But aside from that, I've actually been, so we were discussing this a little bit earlier. I've been kind of like dipping my toes in a couple different Twitch alternatives and experimenting with streaming in other places. So I've recently been leaning a little bit more into like 18 plus artwork and so NSFW content and stuff that I previously was too anxious to really touch into, mostly because like you fear you're going to be reprimanded by Twitch or whatever streaming site you're on. But for me, especially as somebody who is like a content creator and stuff like that, whenever you're drawing or you're doing commission work or what have you, it's a lot easier to hold yourself accountable when you have to do it like when you're streaming it, you know? So for me, while I will still get it done, I will get it done a lot faster if I can just sit and chat with somebody and body double with me for a little while I'm drawing. But, you know, considering I could only do this with my Safe for Work art pieces and stuff like that on Twitch, it means that anything else was kind of just being neglected.
Yeah.
So I took the opportunity, I started streaming over on Joystick, and that's now where I do like my, any of my NSFW art or anatomy practice or anything like that. Just because it's a place that is strictly for adults that I don't have to worry about moderating myself or have to worry about like the terms of service being like any kind of broken or anything like that. So I've been dabbling over there here recently. It's going okay so far. I'm still in the testing process of things though.
Yeah, and I hope that like your journey over there and kind of like delving more into like the looter and NSFW side of things, goes well, because you were saying that you don't know how it's gonna go, but I hope it turns out to be like a good journey, and it's not like it doesn't have the same problems that many of these other sites that we were talking about, where they make up rules of being like, you can't be a furry, or you can't have all these other.
Oh goodness, yeah, it's like
Mansley did.
It's like, is it a safe space or is it not? You have to pick one.
Yeah, and then just the question of like, even why would you like make the decision to take those areas out? Because it's like you're almost losing a demographic there that's like really popular. It's like, what are you thinking here? Like you're
honestly,
lose a large amount of people.
Right? In this day and age, what madman in media would get rid of the furries on their website?
Exactly, because furries pay so much money. Like furries are like billionaires almost. It's crazy. Like they'll pay like thousands of dollars for a piece of art, and you're just like, how do you afford this? They're like, oh, I'm just like a bioengineer, and you're like, what? So yeah, like it is a very big head scratcher of like, yeah, we don't want to make money. that's companies a lot of the time where you just gotta scratch your head at them and be like, so you don't like making money, you don't like the people that buy your products, okay,
right,
got you. Not me nudging at Nintendo a little bit. Nintendo be like that a lot of the time, and I'm just like, why do people still buy it? Like, I have a Switch, like, so I have nothing to, I can't really say too much, but like when the Switch 2 was coming out, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna buy that.
No, I don't honestly, I just don't, I don't get it. I don't want it. I have a Switch Lite that I got like years and years and years ago, but I got it secondhand at a pawn shop, and I barely use the thing, so I'm not interested in another handheld that I'm gonna forget about.
I use my PC more than anything, and I'm just like,
yeah,
me
too.
Just sell my Nintendo, like my Switch. Like, I don't really use it anymore. There's not a lot of use for it unless I'm playing with more than one person. Like, it's almost like a party console now.
Yeah, but I mean, like, mine's not even that because it's a Lite instead of the regular Switch.
Yeah, yours.
So I mean, like, yeah, so it's like I have like a handful. I play Stardew on it. That's about it.
But then you can just get Stardew on Steam now.
Yep, which I already have.
Oh, thank you for the hydrate and the posture check and the pet pump. I actually am out of water. Do you want to take a, 15-minute break and then come back? Because we have been streaming for about an hour and 20 minutes, and I'm like, they probably want to break a little bit to get up and stretch and use the bathroom or get a drink.
Yeah, I gotta refill my drink anyway.
All right. We will be back in about 15 minutes, everybody, and we will continue then.
Hang in there. We'll be right back after this short break. Hang in there. We'll be right back after this short break. Hang in there. We'll be right back after this short break. Hang in there. We'll be right back after this short break. Hang in there. We'll be right back after this short break. Hang in there. We'll be right back after this short break. Hang in there. We'll be right back after this short break. Hang in there. We'll be right back after this short break. Hang in there. We'll be right back after this short break. Hang in there. We'll be right back after this short break. Hang in there. We'll be right back after this short break. Hang in there. We'll be right back after this short break. Hang in there. We'll be right back after this short break. Hang in there. We'll be right back after this short break.
Hello, welcome back, everybody.
Yo.
Back from the break. Alright, so Bren, do you have any tips for people wanting to get into streaming or art?
Okay, so my biggest thing for new streamers, especially if you're planning on, especially if VTubing. If VTubing is something that you're interested in, if streaming is something that you're interested in, it is not a go big or go home kind of hobby and or career. What I need you to do is start slow. Because while at first it may seem like a good idea, sometimes it doesn't click. And that's okay. It's okay if it doesn't click. There are plenty of other hobbies or, various sources of creativity that you can use as an outlet. There's nothing wrong with deciding it's not for you. However, I would rather you decide it's not for you before you are investing thousands of dollars into a model, a custom overlay, chat widgets, custom music, all this stuff. Like, these are things that need to be considered a luxury, not a necessity. There are plenty of free assets, okay? There are pick crews that will let you use them as a PNG. There are tons of artists that I know, both on Ko-fi and on VGen, that offer either cheap or free overlays, notification widgets. There are tons of free assets that you can use to get the bare bones of everything you need. I very, very, very much just try to dissuade people from spending a ton of money right off the bat. If you are an artist yourself and you can make all these things yourself, totally fine. If you want to put in the effort, that's totally cool. But if you don't feel like the time and effort is going to be worth the end result, then maybe you're just better off grabbing a couple free things to see if you actually vibe with it first. Like, it's all up to personal preference, but something that I would definitely stress is, like, getting started is free. It can be free. And I implore you to please use those assets, use those, like even me myself, in my Discord, I have a entire channel that's just streaming assets, like free streaming assets that all of us like link people to and yada yada. Like, you can find communities and or even if you know other streamers, I'm sure like tons of us find all kinds of assets and stuff like that we've got bookmarked or saved, or there's tons of resources that you can utilize where you don't have to break the bank or stress yourself out. Absolutely. Because ultimately, especially when you're first getting started, the entire point of it is to do it because you enjoy it, because you want to.
Yeah, that's really good advice, because I've known, like, I've had those problems before, and I've known other people to have that problem before of being like, why is VTubing so expensive? It's like, VTubing doesn't have to be expensive. You can literally start out small. Like you
because
said,
I feel like
a break the bank type thing.
Exactly. Especially like cuz like obviously when I was first getting started, I did all the free stuff because I didn't have these preconceived notions. I didn't know about the bigger names. Like I wasn't pressured to like I didn't feel pressured to have these like perfectly like managed layouts and notifications and all this custom stuff. But I mean, for those of us now that like VTubing, I won't say it's mainstream, but it's definitely increased in popularity. You know,
Oh, for sure.
I feel like, yeah, a lot of people think it's oversaturated now, but after talking with a handful of people, I'm inclined to disagree. Where I think, yes, it is definitely more popular. There is definitely more of us. However, we are still a very, very small percentage.
Yeah.
It just feels like more because it did explode. Don't get me wrong, we did explode. But it's still minute in comparison to all the other types of content creators.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree with that, is that there's still people that are like, what the hell is a VTuber?
Yeah.
Compared to like
but
what
since
a streamer is.
Exactly. But since since we did have that little bit of boom, we got that like bit of increased popularity. I know that a lot of people's introduction to the space is going to be these larger streamers that have all these like sleek layouts and custom everything and these really specific expensive models and all that jazz. You do not need those when you are first starting out. If you have a go big or go home mentality, you should not use it for streaming.
Yeah. Agreed.
Don't get me wrong, sometimes it works out, not often.
Yeah, it could really hurt you in the end. I think it would like almost sour the way of like the way you think about like creativity or streaming in general, where it makes it like unfun. You're like, I have to think about getting this done or paying for this or paying for that, and it's like you don't want it to end up being like that. You want it to just be like, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna stream, I'm gonna have fun. Like, of course, like you can get to that point of like planning stuff and whatnot, but I think like you said, at the very end of the day, it needs to be about you need to have enjoyment out of what you're doing. It's a very
and
big
it's
part.
like the more you stress yourself out, the less likely you are to do this long term because you're going to burn yourself out, because the intro burnout is very, very real. And I've seen so many people not come out the other side of it. And again, I want to stress, it is okay if you decide it's not for you. I'm just trying to save you the hurt of it being not for you and you being in debt. Because very, very few streamers break even. Very few streamers break even in the amount of funds, effort, and time they put into their streams.
Yeah.
And you have to be okay with that.
It's something we all gotta come to terms with, is that we're not all gonna be the big, awesome, mega streamer. Sometimes we can just be the small, cozy streamer. And that's okay.
Yeah. And it's like, I know a lot of people tend to stress. Another thing that I would definitely recommend, turn off your viewership. Don't look at it. You're gonna stress yourself out. I know so many people who are like borderline throwing up from looking at like just constantly checking how many viewers they have during stream. Personally, I've always had it turned off. I don't look.
Yeah.
But I think what a lot of people don't realize is that even these larger, very successful streamers, they're not breaching like maybe 10 to 12 viewers. And that doesn't feel like a lot, but it is, especially with a lot of us starting out when we're frequenting, anywhere, but some of us only have like maybe 2 viewers.
Yeah.
And that's still chill, because that's still that's 2 people who have decided to take time out of their day to enjoy watching you or chatting with you, or there's no like, the numbers game pisses me off. I hate it. I hate it so much. Okay, I don't care.
I agree. It gets in your head, and it's not only for streaming, it's for art too, because the creative, like, it almost affects your creativity at that point too. Because I've had a friend that has struggled with making stuff, and is like, I get like no viewership on my art, and I'm like, is that why you make art though? Is to get viewed, or is it because you're making it because you enjoy it? Like, it starts to change your perspective of that too.
Because what it comes down to, it's motivation and validation.
Mm-hmm.
are probably the two biggest like motivators and enemies of any content creator.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, you want the validation. You want to know that your efforts are not in vain. You want to know that people are enjoying them, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a perfectly human thing to want. Is for people to enjoy the things that you're making. But sometimes there are things that you make for you, and if you don't get a whole lot of validation or viewership from it, it's something that you've got to come to terms with very early on. Because until you build up a decent following, or even if you never do, like, it's something that was very, very rare in terms of, because we see all these success stories and you're like, okay, well, why isn't that me? But you don't also see all of the people who haven't reached that point waiting behind them. Like, there's tons of us that are just getting started or learning things, or it's like the only way to work your way up is by continuing to try, and sometimes it doesn't even work even then. It's a very frustrating thing, but the entirety of content creation is a gamble.
Yeah, it really is. You really have to be willing to learn a lot of things. Like, there's a lot of skills I have picked up, like, going into the VTubing world, like being able to make like emotes, being able to make like backgrounds, like being able to edit. Like, I didn't know anything about video editing. I didn't know anything about how to use OBS. I like I was so bad with everything. And like just continuing on and like building up like tech and stuff too. Like, I actually used to stream off of like a giant flat screen TV as my monitor. Like, took up
I used to stream off a laptop.
Oh, I had a laptop, and then it would connect to the big screen TV.
Yes, that's what I did, except for mine wasn't a big screen TV. It was a tiny little Acer monitor that I got at the thrift store.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah, like, learning that like a laptop wasn't like the best thing to stream off of was like a big lesson of mine. Because I used to stream off of it, and my avatar wasn't even like one made through like Vroid. Do you know that app Reality?
Oh, wait, I think so. I think I've seen that around. I've never used it myself, but I think I've seen it here and there.
It was my way of saving money, so I didn't have to like commission anybody to make like a thing, or that I had to like do a lot of stuff. But it saved me money. But the way I would use the model is I had an app on my phone and on my laptop where it would reflect my phone screen into my computer, and then I would plug it in and everything through OBS, and like it would be so delayed. Oh my goodness, those are like the big start off days. Like, there's less like technical difficulties now than when I was starting like 4 years ago. So
yeah, and I will say, like as I don't know how long do you have to be streaming to be considered a veteran?
Who knows? Honestly, like, probably maybe 10 years.
Okay, pushing like 6 or 7 years now for me. So I will say, like, there are so many more resources and assets available to today's streamer than there was when I was first starting. So especially before the VTuber boom and stuff like that, it was either make it yourself or struggle. You had to find someone else who made it and beg them for their secrets. Like, it was not a very welcoming like community at first. Like, it definitely built into something awesome, and it depends on the circles you run in, okay? Because I have been in both kinds of circles where I've watched them fall apart because people do the whole what's it called?
They only want to succeed, and nobody else succeeds.
Yeah, but there's a name for it. So I used to cosplay a lot. I was big in the cosplay community for a while.
Oh, really?
But there used to be yes, big time. But I remember for a while there was also there was an issue with it in the cosplay community as well, but I'm trying to remember what it's... Gatekeeping!
Oh, yeah.
Gatekeeping. Yeah. There is a huge issue with gatekeeping. So personally for myself, and I do this both with VTubing and cosplay, if I bought something, if there's anything on my streams that I didn't make myself, I will give you the link. Just ask. If you want to know how to make something that I made myself, I will try to walk you through it, but usually that's kind of up in the air. Because I don't know how I did this either, but it worked out. You know, it's like gatekeeping is something that I absolutely despise.
Same.
It's purposefully keeping someone from succeeding, or at least like keeping the tools from them of which they could succeed by their own merit. And
like,
that is
hogging like certain artists and stuff like that too. Like I've seen that happen where people are like, no, you don't work with that person and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like the amount of like you have to be selfish into friends, people you consider friends, and you're like, don't work with my friend because I don't want my friend to be as successful as I am. Like that is such a weird mentality. Like
it is so strange.
You can't understand what actual friendship is until you've realized it's being happy for your friend's success even when you're not being successful. Like if your friend like pops off, that's a win in my eyes. Like for me, I'm like, my friend just popped off. That's awesome. Like sure, I would like that for me to be there at some point, but like I'm just gonna celebrate that my friend even got there. That's just awesome.
Oh yeah.
So I don't
it's
know.
like
People are crazy.
It's like ultimately the biggest supporter of streamers are other streamers.
Yeah.
And that largely comes from the fact that we know how much effort and time and resources it takes to do what we do. And other streamers, they get it. They do it. They understand everything that we're going through. So a lot of the times, the people who are going to be the most outspoken in your chat, the people who are going to be the most supportive, are the people who know exactly what you're going through. And so, like, more often than not, you will have these communities built upon the streamers uplifting one another. And if you have one person that's, like, dragging you down by the toes, like, there's just... It creates this, like, giant lag within the entire group. And you can't have the mentality of, like only one person can make it.
Yeah. We have to like stick together, and we all have to say we are all going to make it, and we're all going to like help each other out, because it is like the mentality of almost like real life too, because like rich people and stuff like that kind of have that mentality of like
it's the crabs in the bucket.
Yeah.
You gotta let other people out of the bucket. Don't drag them back into the bucket.
Yeah. You just gotta help each other out, and that's like the biggest thing. And I really like that about the VTubing community, like that creative and like kindness and empathy. Like I've found so many good people. I've found like some of my best friends. If you see Vis in chat right now, 8W8 Vis is like my sister. We've been friends for almost, I'd say, longer than 4 years, because it was maybe before my debut, but Vis and me have grown such a bond that we're just siblings now.
I get that. The image that we saw earlier with my friend T, we've known each other for going again like as long as I've been streaming, so about six-ish years now, and I just like I couldn't ask for somebody who was more uplifting or devoted to people as a whole. I think one of the biggest things that I would definitely caveat about the whole like making it big mentality is that I feel like a lot of people get lost in the growth and forget to enjoy where they're at.
Hell yeah.
Because there are people around you that want to spend time with you, that want to game with you, want to collab with you. There are people in your chat who want to talk to you. And the fact that you are ignoring them because their numbers aren't enough for you is just, it's not a healthy mentality first and foremost, but it's also just, it's a very, very large red flag of the type of creator that you intend to be.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, just enjoy people no matter what size and shape that their viewership is, and like, just see them as a person at the end of the day. Like, they're not a number, they're not like, you know, somebody for you to piggy off of and be like, oh, my friend's gonna get me famous.
Oh gosh, I hate that. Oh
yeah. It really is weird seeing people's like transformation of being a regular person to being like a fame hungry person, where they start treating it that way, and I'm like, I don't know how you got there. You need to calm down.
It's exhausting is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
It also makes you like very, very anxious about when people reach out to you and stuff like that. Because I know that I was pretty content in my tiny little spaces and stuff like that for the most part. I ended up making my own after a couple years. But I remember very distinctly just the amount of disappointment and kind of ick when people who had been like, I won't say pointedly ignoring, but at least just like disinterested and stuff like that, started like reaching out to me more often once I hit my first K.
Oh yeah.
And it can be very, very disheartening, and it creates this level of distrust within the community.
Yeah, I imagine like that must be such a weird feeling of being like, why wouldn't they talk to me and stuff before, and now they do because I'm just getting higher views, and it's like, oh, we were never really friends. Which I hate that feeling so much. That is such a terrible like realization to have. It's being like, oh, they only ever really wanted to be my friend because I got views.
Yeah, and there are definitely warning signs to stuff like that. It's like if people only ever want to talk to you via collabs, but never in DMs or never just in VC hanging out or whatever, that's not a good sign. Only interacting with you via like, sometimes we interact with people via posts and stuff like that just because, it's convenient. That's how we see one another. Sometimes you're not close enough to DM with somebody. Like there's a whole like plethora of reasons to only interact with somebody like via their posts and stuff like that. But when they're going to like every single post, it can be a little funky sometimes.
Yeah. Definitely understandable. So yeah.
Learning to read energy is very, very beneficial.
Yeah. Reading, like, I'd say this show and like another show that I had, it's figuring out what type of people like you're collabing with and like what they bring to the table and how you kind of like meet that energy. Because we're like, there's people that are more chill. There are people that are like super hyper energy that I'm like, holy cow, how do you have this much energy? How do you do it? Like after a day
how are you not actively having a stroke?
Yeah. There's people that I'm just like, how the hell do you have that much character and like that much will to be able to like put on this show? Like it's crazy. I'm just like, you're on a different level than I am. And that's okay. Sometimes it's okay to just be a chill streamer and not, be in character all the time. I could never be in character all the time. I'm just me all the time.
Yeah, I never really had a character per se. I had personas, I guess I would call them, but they weren't like acting. It was just like how I was representing myself at the time. Because that's pretty much what VTubing is. That is your persona. But I know that the most recent rendition, because the current character that, like, the characterization anyway, that I have, the Scribble Scribe, this is just what I look like with wings and a tail.
Okay.
This was actually the haircut I had when I drew this model, back before I had to shave it for brain trauma things. But like it was just this whole thing. When I first came up with the Scribble Scribe, I had decided that ultimately what I wanted was something that was very malleable. I wanted something that could embody me, but also be extremely simple, so that my work and my streams and everything like that would be my content as opposed to me myself. I wanted what I was offering, my artwork, my games, my, like stuff like that. I wanted that to be more the focal point as opposed to my design, because my previous designs, they were really nice, but they were very complex. There was a lot of like bits and bobs and like, shiny keys, jangling pieces for people to look at. And I was like, you know what? I think ultimately I just want something a lot more simple. I want something a lot more chill that can just be an embodiment of me to the side, and then what they're actually looking at is what I'm working on. So, I mean, that's what like largely encouraged the most recent design, was I wanted something that I could like mess around with and have multiple different options of, because it's literally a scribble. But I could also but that I could also, like, zhuzh up from time to time if I really wanted to.
Yeah. That's awesome, though, that you're, like, the renditions of, like, everything and figuring it out. I think that's really cool. So I think this is a bigger question, and it kind of relates to, like, some things that we talked about through the stream. But as a member of the LGBTQ, has VTubing helped you express yourself, like, more, or express who you are in your real life?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like the majority of VTubers, at least the ones that I've met, obviously, like, there's always this caveat where it's like, if you are part of the LGBTQ community, then the majority of the people that you meet and interact with are also going to be, likely, LGBTQ community. So, like, largely, the amount of VTubers that I've met have mostly, if not all of them, been part of the community in one way or another. And, I feel like it is a huge asset for testing the waters of who you want to be. Because even if you don't know who you are, what better way to figure out what fits you than just swapping out an image of how you're presenting yourself? You know? It's like, if you are feeling like maybe, I don't know, like for example, if somebody had decided they wanted to try something more femme presenting, and up until that point they had only been masculine. All you have to do is upload a different image to your Fuji, and that's all you have to do. But you can test it out for, like, a stream or two, see if you're comfortable with it. If you're not, swap back.
Yeah.
You know, especially in terms of, like, gender exploration. I feel like VTubing can be a really, really, like, versatile tool. Just because you can explore all these different, like, designs and, there's a word for it. It's not persona. All these different... It's right there.
All good. Take your time.
Aspects, I guess. All these different aspects of yourself that you can, like, explore and kind of change out. And a lot of people find a lot of comfort in that, including myself. Being represented by my artwork and being able to explore my identity just whenever I feel like it has been a very freeing thing.
That's so awesome to hear. I'm really glad that this is a space that people can do that in too, and that there are welcoming groups for that. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people like figuring out their identity here, like whether they be trans or like non-binary, or they're like I'm a dude but like I become like a more feminine man, stuff like that. And even my own journey here too, because I guess it's less of like a visual journey, but like I had more of like figuring out who was I attracted to, because I was very much more exposed to more like feminine men and like trans and non-binary people, and I did not have that in my life, and I was like, oh, I might actually be attracted to like more people than I thought. I might not be straight.
Yeah, it definitely gives you the opportunity to meet this like huge variety of content creators, of designs, of people, and it's like through seeing other people's experiences, you're also learning about yourself.
Yeah, which I think is really neat, and it's also very welcoming about it too. People are like, oh, you figured out like who you are, like good job, like, or like we're welcoming.
Keep me updated,
journey.
homie.
Yeah. keep us updated, figuring out who you are. Like, just make sure you are sure of what you're doing here. So I think that's great. Just people are very, very kind about it. I have ran into people that are the opposite in this like area, but not too many times, and I'm glad for that.
Yeah, no, it's like there's always going to be a handful. I will say that it's very, very important, not only like as a streamer, as an LGBTQ content creator, anything like that. I feel like what a lot of people need to utilize more is the block button.
Yes.
I know it sucks, especially when you're first starting out. You don't want to block followers, supporters, but I need you to know that when you are first starting out, you are putting down the building blocks of the foundation of your community. And what you allow is the type of community that you will establish for like further along as you are building. And this, especially during Pride Month and stuff like that, there are hate raids. There are always going to be people who are... it sounds dramatic to say praying for your downfall, but that's the only phrase I can think of right now.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean...
but you know, it's like you always have the extremists on either side. Yeah. And it is very, very important that you put the effort into building a community that is safe for whoever you're building it for.
Yeah, and for yourself, too. I mean...
absolutely.
You're dealing with people that could be, like, against you, and you don't want to be welcoming them into your own community.
Yeah. It's like, I know, thankfully, I've only ever been hate raided once, and my mods are amazing. They took care of it in like 5 minutes flat. I didn't even realize it was happening until it was already over, so I appreciate them so much. They did an amazing job.
That's awesome.
But it's something that can happen, regardless of how, like small you think you are, because that was like that was when I was still in like the, oh goodness gracious, like 400 or 500 follower range, something like that. But they hate rated my Discord through my Twitch chat, and so my mods took care of it. They did an amazing job. It was handled very quickly. But it is something that can happen regardless of size. So it's just something that you've got to be aware of. It's like whatever kind of things you allow will perpetuate through your community from that point forward.
It's a very important thing to do that. You're very right.
It's like, what's it called? The Nazi bar phenomenon.
Yes. There's a whole thing where, I think it was Patton Oswalt who said that, where he had a whole story where he was sitting at a bar, and he was, like, mad that the guy who was serving him beers wasn't talking to him a lot. Then he noticed that he got, like, mad at this one guy, threw him out, and he's like, what was that about? And he's like, that guy was, like, fully dressed in Nazi regalia, and you have to, like, get on that shit, because if you don't, then it starts to become like you're tolerating it, and then all these other guys that want to come in with Nazi regalia start being there, and then you're the Nazi bar. And then, and then I think the greatest part of that story is like, and then the guy stopped talking to Patton Oswalt again. So funny. But yeah, you definitely want to like get that shit right away. Be like, no tolerance for it at all. So, I agree with that. If you could shout anyone out right now, who would it be?
Oh, that's a tough one. Oh, I love my friends. Hold on.
I love my friends.
I love my friends. Oh goodness gracious. I'm kind of at a tie right now, but if I had to pick one,
you could do two.
I can do two. Okay. One. Okay. So there are two people that are just absolutely phenomenal. 10 out of 10. Couldn't recommend highly enough. But one of them is Big Bite VT.
Okay.
They are an amazing artist. They have been with me through thick and thin since I first started streaming. They were a streamer themselves. They still stream from time to time, but a little less frequently now. But they just are this like endless well of creativity, and they are constantly pushing out like these alternate designs for their persona, and they've got so many like cool ideas, and ideas.
They're godlike ideas.
But they're just like they're one of the most uplifting people I know, and every time they find a new streamer that they're like super excited about, they like scream their names from the heavens. They're so supportive, and I could not recommend them more highly. But that's Big Bite VT. They go by Bite or T or Bean. They've got a couple different usernames, but Bite is the main one that they have like on Twitch. And then the other one is Miss Bunny. Which Miss Bunny is so unbelievably talented. She is responsible for my most recent 3D model, which I love very, very dearly. As soon as she heard that I had been kind of tiptoeing around, like figuring out my gender and deciding that I enjoyed more femme-presenting things, she was like on that shit. She was so excited for me. And she immediately started working on it. And the two of us, we talk a good bit. She's also a really close friend of mine. But she is constantly reskinning models for herself. She's exploring new venues. She's the one who introduced me to joystick initially. She just has this love for supporting people and helping people like progress, and as well as just being like this like unbelievable, honestly, source of like new and improved like assets and tidbits. And she's just they're both just absolutely amazing. They're two of my closest friends, and and they have really changed how I view like everything as a content creator.
That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. We'll definitely give them once this is uploaded on YouTube and everything, I'll put their names in like big lettering and everything on the screen.
Yeah.
So people can check them out. That's so cool. And then I think I have one last question for you here, and we're gonna wrap up the episode. What's one kind thing you want to say to our viewers here?
Thank you. Yeah, no, thank you guys for coming to hang out. Thank you guys for supporting Hikaru. It's been a fun little journey, and I really love little like talk shows like this. I love having the opportunity to yap with people and learn some things and share some things. It's always such a nice experience to just hang out sometimes. Yeah. And I appreciate you guys letting us do that and encouraging us to do so.
Hell yeah. And thank you for coming onto the show. I really appreciate you trusting me to show you off to everybody and for you to share here. And hopefully I provided like a good, safe environment here for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Oh, it's no problem. Well, everybody, please go check out Bren. All of their links are in the pinned message right here. So if you want to commission them, you want to go check out their TikToks, their times when they're streaming.
The many much things.
Yes, the many much things that they're doing that are all freaking amazing. Like, seriously, like, all the things that you're talented in doing is crazy. Like, the skill sets that you have, it's so cool. we uplift here, and I hope many more people check you out. So with that, everybody, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time on another episode of the Superstar Show. Get some good sleep, get some good eats, and I will see y'all next time.